Imagine investing just $1,000 and seeing it turn to $3,000 in less than a day. That's exactly what happened today with Circle Internet Group, ticker symbol CRCL, which IPO'd at $31 and shot up to $94 within hours. Sounds like a dream? Well, it's actually reality. Let's dive in and learn more about the IPO action right now. Okay, so we're going to circle back to today's IPO with Circle Internet Group. But I wanted to just start off with this one, CoreWeave. So CoreWeave launched earlier this year, as you can see the date over there, the 28th of March. And the IPO price was $40. I actually got in at the IPO at that price. And today, the current price is $137. So it's about $100 up since March. And if you think about it, it's April, May, and now we're in June. So it's less than 3 months. The stock is up over 244%. So it begs the question, is buying stocks when the IPO the ideal thing to do? In this video, I'm going to walk through a couple of recent IPOs and we're going to just monitor the performance. We're going to see a couple that didn't really do well, and also we're going to see some of the ones that have done well. But the ultimate goal is to come to the conclusion about, is buying stocks when they're IPO the best thing to do? And obviously we've just started with CoreWeave. I actually bought it on Robinhood. And as you can see, it IPO'd on the 28th of March. The IPO price was $40. It's currently going for $137, which gives you 244% return on your investment. So this was a pretty good investment. I'm not going to lie. So I was pretty happy about this play. Now, the question now is, what does CoreWeave do? Well, CoreWeave, they're in the AI cloud computing space. They make AI infrastructure. So they're in a very, very hot space. Obviously, they're backed by NVIDIA. They're based out of Livingston, New Jersey. They signed a big deal, as you can see over here, with Applied Digital for $7 billion. So CoreWeave, they're definitely making a lot of headway in the space, and I'm really excited for them. And I can't wait to see where they'll go based on this momentum. So the next on my list is Reddit, the people's platform. And apparently the people were right. It IPO'd for $34 back in March 2024, and it's now trading at $114, which also is north of 200% return. So 237% return. And, you know, a lot of people questioned how Reddit was going to monetize its platform. But guess what? They leveraged the community. And people who bought in early into the stock are definitely happy. I entered Reddit as well. That was another IPO that I caught. So I've been very lucky, to be honest, being able to follow the IPOs, enter in when they IPO, and then just hold them for some pretty good return. And when you look at the chart, you can actually see Reddit actually reached even a greater high. So right now, as it's trading at 114, this is actually way lower than recent highs. And we can dive into the chart so you can see how far Reddit was able to go on its journey. Now, when you look at the charts, here's one thing you can see. It set a high at 234. And right now, as you can see, it's trading around 114. And obviously, the stock IPO'd around the $40 mark, right? Give or take. So had you held it to this 231 level, you would have been up $190 per share. So again, a really good example of how entering at the IPO, you could potentially catch a move to the downside. It did retreat a little bit, but it wasn't much. Definitely has grown significantly over the past year plus since its IPO. So this was another good stock to have entered right at the IPO. Now, another sleeping giant is ARM Holdings, and they IPO'd back in 2023 in September at $51. This is one stock I did not participate in its IPO, but I kept a close eye on this because what ARM Holdings does, they actually design chips for companies like AMD and NVIDIA. So they own the intellectual property. I wasn't really sold on the business model, but they've done really, really well. They IPO'd at $51. They're currently trading at 131, which gives you close to about 160% gain since then. So this was a really good IPO. It came out when the IPO market was somewhat dead and, there wasn't really anything going on. It was very, very dry. So I was a little bit skeptical about investors, but they've done really, really well. And, 160% return, give or take, over the past 2 years or so is not really bad. So again, another good case study showing that IPOs could really be a strategic play for you. Now, one that hasn't really worked out is Allbirds. Remember Allbirds? I remember in New York, they were kind of like the hottest shoe. Everybody was wearing Allbirds. When they IPO'd, there was kind of like a buzz around that, but the stock has cratered. They IPO'd in 2021 on November 3rd, and now they're actually selling at $8.20. They IPO'd at $15. So you would have been down close to 50% on this particular IPO. This is one that I'm happy that I didn't participate in, but this is more like a fashion brand, right? So the other ones that have been really, really successful, the common theme is they're tech companies. And I think right now, the real growth is coming from the tech industry. And even if you look into, like, let's say the Magnificent Seven, they're tech companies. If you look into the S&P 500, the list of the top 10 companies, it's really, really crowded with tech companies. So I would like to subscribe to the school of thinking that anything outside of tech is probably going to be a hard sell, at least to me, when it comes to an IPO. And Allbirds, as you can see, has offered a very bad case study. Now, let's take a look at the one that IPO'd today, which is Circle Internet Group. They came out blazing. IPO price $31, and the day is not even over. I'm recording this on the 5th of June, the day they IPO'd, and take a look. When I took this screenshot, the stock was at 94. There was a point in time where it actually went over $100 before it retreated to 94. But even if you're to exit at 94, that's a 200% return in 4 hours. So I'm curious, is this going to hold, or it was just a lot of hype? So I'm going to keep my eyes closely on this one, but a really good case study around how tech stocks could literally be a good IPO play. So far from the companies that we reviewed, all of the tech stocks have really performed, and then Allbirds obviously didn't perform. Now, the question could be, what's next on the pipeline? Well, I'm going to share with you one stock that's up and coming that you might want to put on your radar. And if you're thinking about potentially playing it, make sure you read the prospectus, make sure you do your research. So we're going to dive into that example right now. So if you want to see the upcoming IPOs, you have to go to IPO Access. It's on Robinhood. So right now I'm in my Robinhood account. And when you go to in-flight, you'll be able to see the IPOs that are in flight. So right now on the Robinhood platform, as you can see, there's only one that's in flight, and it's called Airo, AIRO. And the price range where they're most likely going to come out with the IPO is between $14 to $16. So not, bad. I think it's quite decently priced. And when you actually click over here, you'll be taken to the IPO listing, and then you can actually request your shares. So like, let's say in this case, if you want 100 shares, you can put in 100 shares. You can put the max price or the price range that you'd like to be filled at. So you can select that. And then if you want to read more about the listing, you can find out more information about the listing right here. So when you scroll down, you can kind of like see they filed their initial prospectus. This is the price range. The final price is coming soon. Same thing with the IPO. It's also coming soon. And if you want to read more about the company, it's always below right there. And for Aero Group, this is a US-based company really focused on air mobility. founded about 20 years ago, and they're really focused in the drone space, right? So again, it's in the tech space. They have 151 employees. They're based out of New Mexico. So this could be an interesting play. So more details to come. So, I had placed my order back in April. I canceled it, but I'm actually going to maybe potentially put in another one because the one by Circle has been very, very encouraging. So I think I'm going to actually put in another request. As you can see, I put in a request and I canceled it, but I think I'm changing my mind and I'm most likely going to do it. So if you're going to do it, do your own research, read the prospectus, and just pay attention to these things because what I've seen, at least from the IPOs that I've participated in, these have been really good opportunities to get in early, get in at a low price, and then just see tremendous return on the company. Future companies going to perform similar to Circle, similar to CoreWeave? We don't know yet. But it's important for you to educate yourself. Everything that I share here is just for educational purposes. It's really going to be up to you to do your research, maybe seek the advice of a professional before you make investment decisions. So if you like the video, please like and share the video. And also, if you have any questions, definitely drop a comment and I read all the comments and I'll definitely reply to you. If there's a particular video that you'd like me to do, feel free to let me know in the comments as well, and I'll be sure to do that. So for those of you guys that participated in the Circle IPO, congratulations. And for those of you guys that are thinking about getting in, I don't know, you might be chasing it, but there might still be an opportunity for you to get in. Only time will tell. I'll see you guys in the next video.